Hello, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The month of December 2025 horoscope is here for you. You've got some luck coming up your way. We got some really good stuff that could look like winning money, but more than that, lucky in love, lucky with your children, lucky with fertility, and also a feeling maybe as well of having to really square away some financial matters that you've been putting off and to really look at what it is you want to do regarding some financial decisions you need to make. But one thing I say for everybody, the month of November felt stuck and slow because we had 5 retrograde planets, but only have 2 retrograde planets in the month of December. So things begin to move forward. You've been feeling like I couldn't get any traction. That stuff was really stuck. It's no longer going to feel that way. You kind of move forward. You got some clarity on directions, and that's the good news. So welcome to my channel. My name is Lori Lothian, and I am using the Western Tropical Zodiac, not the Sidereal Zodiac Astrology. And I am only sharing 2 fast and quick promotions with you. And I'm talking to Leo. I can brush my hair with a Leo. Thank goodness you guys get it, right? How's your beard? How's your mane, right? Look at Vance and look at Trump and every other Leo you ever met. It's all about the hair, baby. The reason I can't have to brush my hair is that we couldn't stand the way it looked in the camera. So it is going to be for you a time then. What was I saying? Oh, yes, I want to just share with you quickly. My membership on YouTube just opened up. I think it's available by the time you get this video, if not December 1st. Check it out. Come join me. Be a member. Come to the live streams for members only. Have some fun with me. Number 2, I've got my All Signs bundle now for sale. It's a big description to tell you every time about it, but I buy equipment. I have a staff hired, like video editors. I use it for a scholarship fund to allow people to attend my courses like Skyreader at a great discount for financial hardship and all of that. This is my yearly fundraiser. If you'd like to get into helping me on this channel while getting 12 videos times 2 hours each, with each Sun, Moon, and Rising, friends and family, digital stocking stuffer, these unlisted videos arrive as a PDF download with a PDF guidebook for the year ahead. And it is my yearly thing. And it's $44. That's all that it costs for 24 hours of video content that will be guiding you step by step and month by month through the whole of 2026 to time your best life. So check it out below. The price goes up to $55 in the month of December and $66 in January. That's the final price. As well, the good news is that I also do give you your individual signs for sale, but not until December. And there's our $33 per sign. All right, let's get heading into the sky. I know some of you get irritated when I promote stuff, but I don't tell you about it. You won't know about it, Leos. Leo, first of all, let's start slowly. Let's relax. You're my last video of the day. I usually record 4 of these a day. Patreon community gets it first, which is like November 7th. If you want to talk about the beginning of the month, the first thing that we need to pay attention to is the first 5 days. That is where Jupiter will flow to Saturn in the 12th house to the 8th house. Now, Saturn, Neptune, North Node in your house of chunky money. Saturn went direct November 26th. This is an inheritance house. End of story. It's also money you share with a spouse. It's also spousal separation and assets. It's also investments. There's a possibility that you're already looking, as we come into this month, issues around an eldering parent, maybe wondering if you should put them in a hospital or into a care center, Jupiter in the 12th house of isolation, even the possibility of them being ill enough to already have formed a will. And you've been in this storyline for a while, this elderly parent, grandparent, somebody like this. There's some big turning point energy coming regarding these themes during the month of December. But this trine is flow and ease and grace. And for some of you, it could be accessing an opportunity to travel to a far off land or distant shore, connected to family of origin or parents, or connected to money or assets that belong to them, or maybe even connections to selling a property or buying a property in a distant shore, financing a property in a distant shore, etc. So these themes are flowing for you. But because Jupiter's retrograde as of November 11th, there's also a sense of familiarity. This is a thing that's been going on for a while, and you're going back to deal with it. On December 1 to 3, Venus is sextiling Pluto. Venus and Pluto in this kind of intensity can be the power of love or the love of power, but it can also be matters to do with finances and wealth. And what is Venus saying? Well, Venus herself is in your 5th house of good fortune. This is where it activates the 11th house of windfalls across the way. She's in her joy. She's talking to Pluto, contracts, agreements, spousal, long-term committed love stories. You could get a commercial contract, successful contract as an artist that's going to be very lucrative. You could be an entrepreneur and bring in a wealthy client. You could be somebody dealing with romantic love, a single Leo. And if you meet somebody under the transit of Venus and Sagittarius through to December 24th, it could indicate a relationship that will powerfully transform your entire life. This is a fertility transit. If you're of a childbearing age, man or woman, then, and we know what you guys are, sperm and ovum, then you're definitely going to look at the possibility of fertility. And so be careful around pregnancy. And then the other thing you should pay attention to, or might want to pay attention to, is up to you, is if you're artistic or creative, having Venus here inspires your muse. And now Pluto says deep and transformative power surging through you as you create something exciting in you as an artist, right? Any kind of creativity, any kind of muse inspiration hooks up in the first 3 days of December. Finally, as Venus is loving up Pluto and really giving him some good kisses, she's the ruler of your house of shorter distance travel. And it's possible that some of you may also be taking an important transformative trip somewhere. It may involve a significant other or a sibling, or be connected to a sibling. Pluto's in the setting place. Unfortunately, traveling someplace because someone has passed away could be a story as well. December 4th is a full moon at 13 degrees of Gemini. Gemini is a part of the sky that represents a positive direction for you. It's your house of good spirit and windfalls. Now, with Venus in the house of good fortune, including winning money and lottery tickets or gaming and speculation, or feeling like you've won the lottery and a new love story, and the house of good spirit, where we have literal pennies from heaven and windfalls, and the moon is going to be full at 13 degrees. This full moon comes off of intentional seeds planted back in the third week of May to the third week of June, when we had a new moon behind us. And now we're going to fulfill the promise of the moon. Now it can bring a fulfillment of or completion of a career path. It can bring an opening or a light of ripening regarding social groups and friendship circles, like maybe some new people showing up in your social circles, fulfilling a desire for a larger group of friends, spotlighting the house of friends. It could activate connections to a sibling, one older than you, in profoundly positive ways. And it could also involve financial success coming through a friend, benefactor, ally, or sibling, one older. Mercury rules that full moon, and it's in the house of the family of origin and the legacy money or property your family owns, mom, dad, and up the line. And it's possible the moon will bring you a windfall because of the sale of a family property in the 6 months that follows. This can also be a windfall from an ailing and aged grandparent passing on money to you. It looks like you're getting some financial uplift, not in your earnings and daily work, but in some kind of chunk of money that wants to come in the 6 months that follows this moon and land on your doorstep. On December 5th to the 7th, Mercury trines Jupiter. On December 7th to the 9th, Mercury trines Saturn. It's literally two parts of the same story. You'll be hearing a lot of this narrative throughout the month. It keeps repeating itself. Now, Mercury is moving through the sign of Scorpio, and Saturn is up here, and Jupiter is over here. So first of all, Jupiter is like luck, opportunity, but he's also in isolation. He could be a guru, a teacher, and something you want to learn in a far off distant shore. And they're going to have a golden opportunity there on December 5th to 7th, but also legacy wealth transfer, ailing, ill parent, or maybe a positive opportunity to rehome an ailing parent, especially a female in this case, into a home center of some sort. And it could be a grandparent, it could be a parent, either one. December 7th to the 9th, Mercury talks to Saturn and stabilizes what was started on the 5th to the 9th. So it's one story in two parts: stabilize, concretize, realize, etc. Similarly, all of what I've said, December 5th to the 9th, you could sell a property, refinance a mortgage, buy a home. Those themes with luck and opportunity, backroom deals and negotiations, or foreign buyers or foreign sales of property from where you currently live, and things are flowing and they're working for you and you're enjoying in the flow and you're saying, yes, thank you. I'll do this. Please, let's move on. And it's good. It feels good for you at this time. On December 8th to 9th, though, right, and we'll feel the same tension on the 13th to the 15th, Mars squares Saturn. Mars in Sagittarius most of November. Mars staying in Sagittarius all the way through until December 15th. And Saturn. This is a house of death. This is a house of inheritance. This is a house of separation and divorce proceedings regarding assets. Mars is in the house of good fortune. It may still be tense. There can be a critical turning point regarding financial matters and a child, an adult child, clearly, and having to make some decisions. The sun is your ruler in the house of children. Mars is conflict, tension. Maybe a child's moving out of the house, but there's a square to a house of chunky money, and there's something to do with money, especially debts. If a child owes you debts, because Saturn rules debts, you might be dealing with debts and indebtedness and debt relationship stories involving romantic lovers and children, and a push and a shove, an action and decision to finish this thing, to do something about it. With Venus, she's charitable, she's kind, she's loving. You could forgive a debt. Like, don't worry, to your lover or to your child, don't bother to pay me back. That could happen. You are coming into some money. And now this is a very intense energy in one other way, because Mars is wanting to take action and make decisions, and Venus is in the romance house, and secrets belong to the 8th. There could be a very tense moment around secrets that somebody's keeping from you in your romantic life, or a child is keeping from you, and Mars is cutting through that, because although the tension at the beginning of the story is about confronting something to make a decision regarding the inheritance, the spousal separation, the child, debt and debt relationships, lovers with debts as well, on December 8th and 9th, it will come back again to haunt you. December 13th to 15th is Mars squares Neptune, and Neptune would cover up and confuse like the details about the will, or challenges in the romantic life, or secrets your child has, and those will come to clarity, like the things that are hidden and fogged from your view around finances, even your spousal shared resources. Your spouse says, don't worry, I'm paying the bills, or don't worry, I've got this covered. And maybe they don't, because, there's something that wants to be revealed or cleared through or changed at this time. And as Mars is squaring Saturn and then Neptune, right? Again, the 8th and 9th, and then the 13th to the 15th, Mars is the Lord of your 4th house. This is going to involve for some of you, issues to do with land and property and real estate. And so Mars also rules courts, justices, and legal matters. So you get the vibe, right? You might have to fight for something here, fight for your inheritance, fight for the land, fight against the banks to get what you want in some situation that's kind of confusing and difficult to understand at first. Yeah, that's what I have. Some of these intensities could involve a sibling who is 2 years younger than you, okay, as well. Now, Mercury is going to do an encore performance of what he did around the 19th, 20th, 18th, 19th, and 20th of November, when in a retrograde motion, he joined a new moon and was opposing Uranus, and he is going to do another version of it. So you might go back to events around the 18th to the 20th and see what it felt like for Mercury then retrograde to oppose Uranus in your 10th house. This could be a shocking, surprising thing back in November and back again now, where there's unexpected news or information coming regarding family of origin, legacy, wealth, inheritances, reputation, career, and social standing. Mercury is digging up secrets when he's in Scorpio. He's investigative. You might find out things about mother or father that shock and surprise you. Like maybe you go into their tickle trunk, or you're digging in their drawers, or you're finding something out from a sibling and it's a surprise. Maybe there was a bit of a surprise in November 19th-ish, but this is the real deal. Mercury's delivering the news. He is in direct motion. I find it interesting to see that on December the 9th, it really kind of activates the 9th and 10th. That you have the moon in your sign. So that brings us to more secrets about the mother that you may not have known. And issues around the mother's life that come to light in shocking ways. Mercury rules the house of speech. There might be some surprising things spoken or said about the family or in the family or at the home, or connected to shocks and surprises in your career space as well. And Mercury also rules your house of career gains, but it's kind of offside, but there could be a surprising change in your career profitability or salary or gains in some way. And you're just getting the news from your home base, If you're an entrepreneur, you got a lot of great action going on with Venus, Sun, and Mars in your 5th house. And it's very good for creative and entrepreneurial projects as well. Just a reminder during the month of December. Now, we're moving into the second half of the month, and that's more difficult. That's the 14th through to New Year's Eve, right? It's full with squares. Squares are difficult. Squares are gritty. Squares are uncomfortable. So it starts off with Sun squaring Saturn and Sun squaring Neptune right after between December 16th to the 21st. The Sun is in a place it normally likes to be. It's kind of about vitality. It's a natural zone of the Leo sky. It's Suns love fire signs. You're lit up in romance and love, and the cosmic lovers are here, and you're having fun and pleasure and play and leisure travel and creativity, and things are feeling good. But then the Sun squares Saturn and then Neptune. And so this double whammy that starts to kick in around here, you're going to feel it ongoing the 15th to the 21st, that whole week. And it's kind of like there's something like, it could be with one of your children. There could be a real turning point moment. It could be with a lover. It could be a creative project turning point moment, but something is happening. I can't even say turning point now without thinking turning point USA. Boy, it's a turning point. It's going to unravel reality regarding foreign interference in that nation's life. But it's something, sorry about that, guys. There's something going on here. The Sun is the ruler of you. The Sun is shining a light in the house of your children, a light in the house of creativity, romance, and it's squaring a chunky money house. This is also a light in the house of a sibling too younger than you. Anyway, some tension, some difficulty is approaching this time frame. Venus is invisible. We'll get to that later, but she's not seeing very clearly under the Sun's beams. And so she can't really fix the problem and by making peace and harmony like she'd prefer. You could have a blowout around secrets, around money with a lover or a child, for example. And then on top of that, with the Sun square Neptune by the 21st, 22nd, the clear light shining on something deeply hidden about money you share with a spouse, about money you have to deal with children, about money connected to inheritances. And you might be really pushing for what you want here because the Sun rules you, your personhood here. Venus will square Saturn on December 20th, 21st, and later on Neptune on the 22nd and 23rd. So Venus takes what the Sun started, your ruler, and takes up the slack. When Venus does what the Sun has just done, she's just following up. She's invisible under the beams of the Sun. So she's kind of handicapped, she's debilitated, but she's trying to smooth out the relationship after the Sun burned up everything with some damage. Mars did it first, by the way. Everyone's doing it, right? Mars started the problem December 8th, 9th, and it kept going on to the 13th, 14th. Venus, Sun took up the slack December 16th to the 22nd. Now Venus is trying to smooth things out. This is definitely difficult for the romantic and sexual energy and squaring the house of secrets. It can definitely look like you're looking at some betrayal stories regarding significant love and romantic relationships, or blowing out with your children, or blowing out with a lover. Something's going on. Venus is trying to heal and fix. She exalts your 8th house where all the shame, betrayal, and abandonment and secrets are hidden. And she's doing her best, but she's not very strong in her condition right now. So we'll see how that goes for you. And that's playing it with Venus trying to soothe the ruffled feathers December 20th to the 23rd. And Venus is also the ruler for you of your house of siblings. So there may be some tension involving siblings getting in the mix, especially if it's involving inheritance monies. All right, so keep that in mind. Now, let's also take a look at the moon that's forming on December the 19th, December the 19th. The moon will be a new start, a fresh beginning in the house of pregnancy, fertility, romance, love, children, creativity, entrepreneurial, and all of the 5th house meanings. It's a reset on your joy button. If you've been missing joy, Venus is here to try to joy it up, but she is invisible, but she's still trying to work with this energy to reset you in your 5th house matters. For artists and creatives, it's a nice refresh button. It does help heal chironic wounds you've had and feeling in life like you're off purpose, and you can move more into greater purpose. And it could reset more joy and enjoyment in your career and your reputation sphere and your work and it's your financial gains from your work over the course of the 6 months that follow the December 19th new moon. And it could also invite in a conception of a child or a grandchild. And that will be unfolding not only December 19th, add 2 weeks, but it can unfold December 19th, add 6 months. And Venus and Mercury are helping this moon do its thing. Mars has moved into your 6th house. Why and how and where? It's a big story for January. You don't want to miss it. So we'll just mention that he's there. As you can see the sky, there's Mars exalting in Capricorn, your 6th house. He ended up in this is called the house of his joy, just like Venus has her joy in the 5th house, planetary joy. He's here December 15th to January 23rd. Now, this is going to be working hard. Otherwise, improving your health through exercise or surgical procedures. Okay, take your pick. And working hard, passion, go for it. Dive in, really grind, go for it, because that's what he likes to do in this position. And so you're doing that, you're working hard, you're going to be off to the races and doing your thing. December 15th to January 23rd. And so far, you're still focused on the Sagittarian fire. It's a very nice energy. You'll love to experience fire from your 5th house flowing back to you. But be aware that Mars is going to do some major life changes. I'm going to address that in a minute. Venus, after her square to Neptune, and she's done, we have another difficult angle, and that's Mercury squaring Saturn for difficult speech, hard speech, difficult conversation. So Mercury gets into the act on December 30th. So a day before and a day after, there's a hard conversation with a child, a hard conversation with a lover. There's a difficult financial matter to do with windfalls and lucky breaks. There's a challenging attempt to create a legal deal, Sagittarius, and you don't have enough fine print to figure out what to do, especially if it involves hospitals, aging relatives, and inheritance money. All right, so I can only say it'll pass. It's short-lived. It's like New Year's Eve. And then we move into the big Capricorn stellium by January 1st. We're not going to cover that now, but I want you to know that Mars and Venus reset themselves in the heart of the sun in early January, giving you a wild ride for 9.5 months and plus 2 years with Mars in resetting your health, your debts, your work, your pets, and maybe even where you live connected to your home. And this is an intense, amazing reset button. It's glorious. I can see new career. I can see new home. I can see new everything. We're going to cover that for the January videos, and I can't wait to talk about it. Definitely when you get your All Signs bundle, I'll be talking about that big deal January reset button for your sign. Geez, guys, thanks for listening. I hope I'm still recording. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out everything about me, my Patreon community, my Substack where I write the Pluto Chronicles. Everything's in the description box below my video. I'd love to see you there. I dive deep at Pluto Chronicles into world astrology. I do so many things that are not on YouTube. So please check out below me the more button and you'll see more of what I offer. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful December.